Hey Pisces, welcome to your March 2025 predictions. Make sure to come back March 27th and 28th for your March 2025 horoscopes as well. What does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Pisces, happy birthday. Right out of the gate, of course, happy birthday to all the Pisceans listening. And Pisces, the guides are letting you know this month that you are going to feel accomplished, or there's a sense of accomplishment. And what they're suggesting to me is that they'd like you to take this sense of accomplishment and first and foremost celebrate it. So celebrate your wins this month, Pisces, but use your wins as kind of the catalyst for more motivation, the catalyst for more action taking, the catalyst to continue on in this momentum that you have started or are currently building. Now, I would like to say that maybe you've been working on something, or what it feels like is you've been working on something in the last couple of months, perhaps, maybe the last month. And you're starting to see that things are coming to fruition. You're starting to see the fruits of your efforts, so to speak. And what they're asking is that you kind of continue on in this momentum that you've built for yourself, because it's really only just the beginning, Pisces. And yeah, they're excited for you to keep going on whatever this is. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? You're out of a scramble. So weird, Pisces. They showed me the word scramble and I was like, scrambled eggs? I was like, a golf scramble? Like, what kind of scramble are we talking here? And what they're basically saying, and I think it's going back to this first message, is like, perhaps some of you were feeling a bit scrambled, a little bit scattered in your energy. Like you're kind of like all over the place, kind of scrambled up. Like one minute you're here, the next minute you're there. And there was no kind of set routine or set, kind of goals or ways that you were doing things. Like it was not very methodical. And it seems like that's coming to an end as well, which is very beautiful, because remember, Pisces, when your energy is nice and focused is how you'll manifest the fastest and the easiest. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Oh, interesting. Okay, Pisces, they said stop taking things to the extreme. So if you're a Pisces that's listening and you've been taking something to the extreme, it feels very much emotions related. So maybe you've been somebody who in the past has, had big explosive emotions around small catalysts, and it hasn't really served you good. And what they're saying is to stop doing that. So if you're listening and you're doing that, now's the time to really hone in on your emotions, really building your emotional intelligence, recognizing that life is happening for you, trying your best not to have knee-jerk impulsive reactions. And if you do have knee-jerk impulsive reactions, because you're a human after all, so that can be normal, or is quite normal, allow yourself the time, even if you have a knee-jerk reaction emotionally, allow yourself the time required to actually respond. Because typically in between the knee-jerk emotional kind of excitement or frustration or whatever it is, there is a moment where you can kind of calm those emotions down and give yourself the time to really like come back to a more concrete, more energetically solid state. And then from there, you can respond if you need to, or maybe no response is the response. But what they're saying is to stop taking everything to the extreme. Now, if this is not resonating for you from an emotional perspective, perhaps you're taking something else to the extreme. Maybe you think every single idea you have has to be the best idea and you're going to just go for it. But not every inspiration is meant for us to follow to like the 100th degree, Pisces. Sometimes we receive inspiration just to get us to that next step. And the inspiration we need is taking us to the next inspiration. So take that if it resonates, Pisces. Let me know in the comments if any of this does resonate. It really does help my channeling when I receive feedback. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Okay, Pisces, this is so interesting. They're talking to me about fractions and fractals, and they're explaining to me that some of you are going to come together with versions of yourself, either that exist but you're not connected to, or versions of yourself from the past that perhaps you've forgotten along the way, and you're going to kind of reconnect with those pieces of you. This is a very interesting message, Pisces, and I'm doing my best with words to relay what they mean. But basically, either some of you are, like deep in your soul, there's a part of you that you're simply not displaying. You're not acting upon. It's just buried deep. It's a dream. It's some sort of energy that's kind of tucked away and only private to you. And you are going to, in the month of March, start to display that energy. The other way this is going is that there's a part of you from the past that you love. Maybe you were more outgoing in the past. Maybe you were, I don't know, more whatever in the past. Maybe you used to study something and you stopped. Maybe you had a hobby that you loved and for whatever reason you stopped. You're going to bring that piece of you back to you in the present moment. It's very beautiful and I have chills all over my body, Pisces. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Pisces, my left wrist area is like throbbing a little bit. There's like an energetic throb in it. And the left side of the body is indicative of the past. And typically when we have like arm, hand issues, it's around like control, gripping onto something too tightly. So Pisces, I would ask you if you're holding onto something too tightly, especially if it's in the past, perhaps it's time to let it go, loosen up the grip, right? The beauty of life is in the surrender. That's where we do the least amount of suffering, because we've let it be what it is, right? And so maybe that's a message for some of you listening around, taking a step back and looking at things more objectively. They are what they are, letting them be neutral so you can move on with your life in some way. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Pisces, I want to say another sign from last month got something similar, but they're talking about how you have a lot of people, energetically speaking, that are rooting you on. So if you have a big spirit team up there in the ethers, Pisces, or if you know that you know some of your guides perhaps, or you've gone in an Akashic record journey and you've met some of them, know that they are cheering you on. They're seeing all these improvements that you're making, especially if these first couple of messages at the beginning resonated with you. They're cheering you on and they see you as successful. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Pisces, they just said the journey has just begun, and I'll leave that there because that's just so beautiful, and I think if that resonates or this message resonates, you know what that means. Thank you. What else does Pisces need to know for March 2025, please? Pisces, I almost just said January instead of March 2025, and I was going to keep going with the message, but they said, please tell them, some of you listening, something's coming back from January, or maybe it's something you started in January. Like January to March is important for you in some way. So at first I was just going to kind of ignore that and not let you know that I almost said January, but they said no, that was intentional, and they want you to take that if it resonates. Thank you. Pisces, what a message for March 2025. Let me know in the comments below if any of it resonates with you. And Pisces, if you are ready to truly change your life, I'm talking break free from the toxic cycles that are holding you back from manifesting it all, make sure to check out the description